BJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Brendan Sorsby is getting reported $5 million to be Texas Tech's quarterback next season. How much, if any, is this stuff hurting your fandom of college football?
Smashed it.
Daryl, it's a joke. 3 exclamation points.
Now, I would go 4, if not 5. For each million, I'd give an exclamation point.
Nobody plays for the school anymore. They just play for the money. Steve says he's out. I don't care anymore.
I don't care anymore.
Thank you, Phil.
We're just running in circles is what we're doing. That's why Yak played Austin Post coming back. You know him as Post, don't call me Carl Malone.
I hate to derail the show, he says, pausing before he derails the show.
And I hate that you constantly do it, and I have to bring it back on track.
That's almost never happened.
Jeez, that's my role.
But
call me the track man.
Yeah. The country version of Post Malone is good. I find myself singing along in the car.
No question.
This might be what drags me over to country. You've been waiting for it to happen forever. And I need to do it if I'm going to be all things to all people. I got to commit to it. And I just haven't.
You need to do it if you're going to enjoy music. Forget about all things to all people. Just do like I do. I am an absolute narcissistic dope. And I care about foremost and really only myself. Mm-hmm. Yous all can, do what? Yes. I mean, he did this genius move by Posty. Yeah. I mean, he's going to, instead of that fancy house that he has at the Canyon, he's going to buy the whole block with the money he's been rolling in. He's a talented artist.
He had some help. He couldn't make that mess all by himself.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that song.
I know
that's
you do.
That's what I found. That's what I found is singing along to it in the car. Good thing nobody was in the car. That's all I can say.
Why would you bring up the tune if you didn't like it?
I just like it. I don't know.
Everybody does.
Just enjoying it in the moment.
I had some help.
I didn't have a big plan when I said that. I was just enjoying it.
Okay, right on.
All right, now let's get the show back on track. Mark, college football is just another pro league. I like it more than the NFL, but I'm not sure how much longer. I do think it's good the athletes are getting paid. It shows how abusive the student-athlete moniker is in football and men's basketball. It's insane what the athletes are getting paid.
Well, I think that just about any coach, Steve Cleveland, retired coach that we talk to weekly now, is saying, yeah, the premise of these youngsters getting paid, I don't know that anybody has a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it only makes sense. People are going to see them. When you go to the game, you're going to see them. You're not going to see the coach. The coach will not make one play. Devin Dampier at Allegiant Stadium was sensational. Not Morgan Scalley, not Jason Beck. Dampier, now they put him in the position to be, so I'm not discounting the importance. But when we actually go to the games,
the guy who's running away from people is Devin Dampier.
Yeah. And throwing fourth down, a 40-yard pass for a touchdown. I think it was to Buchanan. And all that stuff, it was great, man. And then you talk to him afterward, and he's just an effervescent kid who's so bubbly. You feel good talking to the young man. Why shouldn't he get some of that money? There's no question. But all the stuff that has been, as your Mark talks about, unintended consequences, has been by their acknowledgement. So you got the coaches saying, yeah, but then in the next breath, it's out of control. So it's really interesting on that, how coaches will say, sure, yes, they should be, but it's out of control. Well, yeah. It's like the system, we just went nuts the other way. There's got to be some middle ground that can, and fans want, whether it's pro or college, which is essentially the same now, and I've been calling it the same for years, they want some loyalty. I'm a Ute. I'm a Cougar. I'm a whatever. You're not, man. I want to love you, but you don't really love the fact that you're a Ute or whomever, and we're just using them because they're local, but it could be anybody. I mean, Sam Levitt now down in the Valley, my gosh, that is a dirty word.
I just find that.
And this time a year ago, he was a hero.
Yeah.
He was one of us, man. Oh, my gosh, we're going to be right back next year. He's going to lead us. Yeah, we leave Scottaboo, but we got Sam. Now it's damn.
I'm with David Clark on this. David says, It is what it is. You either take it or leave it. It isn't changing, and it's hard to leave it.
I don't know that it isn't changing. I think there can be
what they're missing from
some
the pros.
guardrails.
Well, the guardrails, what they're missing, and this is where coaches are right, even if they're maybe it sounds like they're whining, but they're right. It's like everybody's a free agent every year. Well, this isn't the NFL then, because the NFL, everybody isn't a free agent every year.
So it's worse.
And fans don't want to have to relearn the whole roster. They want to have some familiarity with the players, the storyline, the talent.
The whole roster doesn't turn over.
It just freaks the coaches out that it could.
Well, and the fans.
And
if it's a premier player. Now, I don't have any problem with Smith Snowden seeking more money.
But he's a premier player.
And last year he showed loyalty, and everybody was so jacked. And the rumor was he just turned down BYU. Well, he comes this year, played well. I mean, they won 11-2. So early in the season, he was playing both ways as they got their feet on the ground underneath them with the offense there. And now apparently he's gone. He was, somebody put out yesterday, he was at Colorado. I love the young man. I mean, he's a great kid. He'd come up to you, shake your hand, look you in the eye. How you doing today? Great kid. In the game of life, that kid's a winner through and through. I have no doubt about it.
Which, as you always like to point out, is way more important.
To me, it is.
Yeah.
I don't give a crap about wins and losses.
You say that every time a high school kid can't quite make it in college, or a college kid can't quite make it in the pros.
Right.
But they're a good person.
That's the most important.
I know.
That's by far it's the most important. Overwhelming. They'll get over it and go live a good life. That's what we're here for. But the Ute fan may be dismayed minimally that another kid that we thought was our own, who shunned the other guy, and we hate the other guy, now is leaving, and maybe he goes to the other guy. What's next? Whittingham becoming defensive coordinator in a few years at BYU? Come on! Had enough of that.
Well, he's wearing blue now, so it seems like less of a transition.
Dark blue.
True story.
That's why I'm proudly a Michigan State green.
Today. And who knows what tomorrow will bring. Matt! How sick are you of this, or how much has it affected your fandom with all the money and the transferring in college football? Matt says, a lot. There needs to be a cap. A lot of people are going to that. Some kind of like a salary cap like the pros have. And Travis says, it doesn't matter to finally getting paid, but make them unionize and sign contracts, not letters of intent. So make them unionize and make them agree to a cap. How are you going to do that? They're not, they're not even employees yet. They are, but they aren't.
You establish your own, and whether they agree to it or not remains to be seen.
Nobody will stick to the cap, though. I mean, that was essentially what they just tried with.
And I think they'll continue to try it. Yeah, but why can't I sign you? Say I'm a school, you're a player.
Okay.
I'll give you this money.
But you got to sign a multi-year deal.
Yeah. And it has nothing to do with unions or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm not in a union, but I'm contracted, and I had to get a lawyer and the whole spiel, and I'm going to hold them to that, and they're going to hold me to that, and away we go.
You could do that. You've just made them an employee, it sounds like. Maybe, and this is where you get into lawyers and accountants, and, you're an independent contractor, you're not an employee. Okay.
Okay, but I had a part-time job for like 18 years, and the large portion of that, I was under contract.
Yeah.
And I had to adhere
to it. Yes, you were. I can vouch for this. Yes, you were.
Yeah. And
you had to adhere to it.
Well, no problem. I wanted to.
Right.
But why can't they do something like that?
And have the money, like, you get this amount of money if you're still here on this date.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So now they can't duck out.
Right.
Yeah, and the date can be after whenever the national title game ends up. And they're going to change the calendar either a little or a lot. It's not going to stay the same.
Well, 2 seasons, yeah. So there's so much more to be explored that could make it better without eliminating or destroying the idea that the young man gets money, because people are going to see him. Dampier should be getting money. People go to see him. He's an electrifying player when he's ducking in and out of guys trying to tackle him, and then he gets a step to the outside. You can feel the adrenaline in the stadium when that happens. What is he going to do? Is he going to crisscross the field? It was like Britton Covey on his punt returns. The surge of if he got a speck of daylight.
Where's he going?
Yeah. And I mean, I was at the stadiums many times for him, and that kickoff in the Rose Bowl as he starts to get some daylight there. Oh my gosh, he's at the 20, the 30, so forth. And then he gets to the 50, and I'm in the press box, and you could just feel it. And he looks over his right shoulder and says, "Not today, guys. You're not catching me." And that is priceless. Why shouldn't he have gotten money? And look at all the freaking money BYU made off a Jimmer, and his parents were struggling. They would have been buying houses that oceanfront views.
Yeah, what was Jimmer's NIL number? He's going into his senior year after they won a tourney game his junior year. And he still would have been a steal because the senior year really took off.
Whatever you would have put on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my gosh. So certainly these kids should get money. They're the star of the show. We've got no problem paying Justin Bieber X amount of money as a youngster, Taylor Swift, and the 17, 18, 19-year-old tennis player, whatever it is. Why not these guys? The most popular sport we have at the collegiate level. Of course. But there needs to be some sanity attached to it.
Anthony says it's absolutely hurting my fandom. I used to be a diehard Ute, and I don't care nearly as much as I used to.
Unless they were playing in the semifinal on Thursday.
They can win big enough? You're saying there's a chance.
If they were playing, we got a game Thursday, we got a game Friday. If they were playing in either of those games, your fandom would be through the friggin' roof. The fact is, each one of these guys and these ladies, whoever says this to you that you're reading on the Facebook, our DJ and PK Facebook, just like me, they're all hypocrites.
Because if my team's rolling, my butt's in front of the TV. Mike says, I don't mind the NIL money, but I prefer limiting transfers. When thousands of kids enter the portal, there's something wrong.
Well, that seems like an easy adjustment. You get one free one.
And then the second time you have to sit out a year. That'll be the end of 4 teams in 4 years. The math won't work anymore.
Right.
You have to either lose a year of eligibility or use your redshirt year.
Yeah. So how about that? Does that work? Unless you can go down a level, which has always been the case.
Mm-hmm. And that is what's happening with some of these kids. I mean, there's not 10,000 kids in the portal, and they're all chasing the big paycheck at Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Notre Dame, wherever. Some of them have been invited to go in and find a more suitable place for them to play.
Yeah.
Others are chasing playing time, and others are chasing money. Others think the grass is greener. But there are definitely, you see some of the, whenever you look at your favorite team, whoever your team is, and you look at some of the names, and I don't want to call any individual kids out, but you look at them and think, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know. Okay, they probably didn't play much, and the coaches probably wanted to move on. They want the scholarships back.
And they want to play.
And the kids probably want to play.
Yeah, you got a little limited time. I understand that. So there needs to be there needs to be adjustments made that can keep your fandom. But I do think your fandom, you just say it, and yet if whomever was playing today on Thursday, if your school was in there, you're going to be in there. I mean, they said the Rose Bowl had more than 8 million viewers than Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Did you see that?
I did.
That ain't destroying anything here.
Play on a holiday when everybody's free and put a good game up. People wanted to see Alabama get destroyed.
Well, it's the granddaddy.
Yeah.
Everybody watches the granddaddy.
And there's no competition. There's nothing else going on.
There's a lot of talk on who's a citizen and should you be kicked out of the country. I think if you don't watch the granddaddy, you should be kicked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's about, so how many people watch that game? Like 25 million or something?
Wouldn't L.A. be a better place to live under my rules?
25 million. There's 350. PK just deported 325 million people.
I asked them to leave. I didn't deport them.
Okay. PK just asked 325 million people to leave.
Right. And a large portion of it in your city, there'd be less traffic, less the pollution that we have here in the winter would be less. Yeah, right. I just made the country better. I made it great again. I see what I did.
We better go to break before Yak dies laughing in there. Pull yourself together, Yak. Put yourself on camera, Yak.
This also is from a conversation we had after the show yesterday.
I lived in L.A., man, and
the 405 just opened up. That's all I can say. The 405 is now wide
5 million
open.
fewer people, it'd be a better place.
Well, yeah. So every freeway suddenly is
might
wide
be able to
open.
get a speeding ticket on 405. It's not really possible
My
anymore.
wife got one time.
Really?
I thought, you got to be kidding
How'd
me.
you get a speeding ticket on a 405?
I know. She was driving down to Orange County Airport. Like, nobody gets one. How did you get one?
You can't do more than 20 miles an hour.
Yeah,
on
was
the
there a
405.
bigger stretch than 1 mile that had no traffic?
That's amazing.
And if it didn't, everybody and their dog is going 80 anyway. So, yeah, I'm going to let her have that. And then I come up here thinking I'm going to be, it's just really mellow. The first week, I'm driving like 2 miles over the speed limit in the neighborhood. And the first time I'm driving on the street and had a little decline, they pull me over.
Nice.
So what are you doing?
We got a spot like that near where I live. A little
First time I went down the hill.
Yep.
And
I
I never got a ticket on all those years in L.A. You're giving me a ticket? Yeah. And I refused to sign it. I was so mad. And she jammed it. I only opened the window just a little. And she slid it through the little opening.
DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Austin Meek, Michigan writer for The Athletic, coming up at the top of the hour. Stay with us.
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
It's funny about Kyle Whittingham. He does not care about his legacy at all, which is weird. I would have thought that would be more of a priority, but obviously it's not. I mean, the bitterness of sticking it to Utah outweighs his desire to have any sort of legacy, which is, I guess, kind of crazy. I mean...
You think he's trying to stick it to Utah?
Absolutely. Gary Anderson said as much. They shouldn't have pissed Kyle off. Use that word.
Yeah.
I don't know why anybody would think any differently.
I certainly don't think Witt was trying to do Utah favors on the way out the door. But again, to your point, like, what was he supposed to do? This is how he's become Kyle Whittingham, is these people around him. So he's going to go back to the well of the people around him to try and do a good job at Michigan, because I suspect he wants to do a very good job at Michigan. He wasn't going to go out there and start over from scratch. I'm not sure that has so much to do with, well, let me stick it to Utah now.
Catch Jake and Ben weekdays from 10 to noon on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Utah officially introducing Morgan Scalley at a press conference on Tuesday. Questions for the new head coach. What do you want to know? What do you want to hear? What do you want Morgan to talk about?
His vision. The great thing about it is that when his kids, and I use this metaphorically, paint their faces with the drum and feather, it's legit. It's not, well, this is where I'm working now. This is truly one of your own. And I can tell you that when Dillingham said, I'm home, and cried at the press conference and said, my parents are here, he pointed them out, my in-laws are here, best man at my wedding is right over there, that lit up the fan base, legitimately. He can do it in a manner that Kalani did it in Provo. And that program is rolling right now, right? And Utah, it's not like it needs to get going. They went 11-2. But he truly is Ute fan. He doesn't have to buy into it. He bought into it 40 years ago. I believe he's 46 years old. And that is something that he needs to not just lean into, plow into.
Plow into?
Yes.
Farmer PK.
Or that he has a huge, massive truck and he's coming through the neighborhood. When I was a kid in Jersey, my brother-in-law had a little truck with a snowplow in front, and we'd go out, and I'd go up to the doors. You want your driveway plowed? And we'd make money. I was an entrepreneur I was like 9 years old. Yeah, little did I know I would end up living in one county away from the entrepreneurial capital of the world, Salt Lake versus Utah County. You know what I mean? Ice cream and entrepreneurship, the two things that matter the most down there. So with that in mind, he needs to just own that at the highest level because it's legit. You need everybody. You know, it takes a village. Majerus used to say it takes a village in. Same type of principle. So he can offer that, and it's not fake. Hey, Kyle's got to go generate some fake hate for Ohio State.
I guess I do now. Good answer.
Right.
Do you hate Ohio State? I guess I do now.
Well,
I know. Yeah, I know. He's lived on the other side of the country.
yeah. Well, and they need to play that phrase. They're bleeps. I've hated him ever since I was born.
And then Morgan comes out like a rock star walking in his spotlight, arms above his head.
Yeah, the Utah program, which is crazy to say, but it's taken some body blows here in the last 2 weeks. It hasn't been knocked out. We're not on a standing 8 count or what have you, but it has taken some body blows.
There are challenges. Challenges I believe can be met, but time will tell if they are.
Yeah. Right. And it's been chaos other places. All these coaches in the Pac-12, there was, I forget the number, but the numbered, I think, about 20 or so of coaches who were hired and fired and new coaches hired during the time Kyle was in the Pac-12.
It got to be a huge number. I remember seeing those stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you count the interim coaches at SC, it was something like they had like
charts.
10 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, our guy, he's same thing every year, man. Pretty much every program had some form of chaos. You didn't. Well, now you
have change.
It's in flux right now.
It is in flux. I'll give you in flux.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just refer to...
And I'll take in flux.
I just refuse to buy into the panic narrative. Like, Kyle stripped down these programs. And, man, that's a good story and a good headline and all that. But he stripped them down. Well, he took some key pieces of the puzzle. There's no doubt about that.
He stole your guys.
Your guy. See, that's where you're right. Like, Morgan is your guy, right? He literally grew up in the shadow of the university and played at Highland High. He's your guy. Some of the guys who moved through town were here 1 year.
Yeah, but
they went to the rival.
But they were BYU guys, so in a sense they were Utah guys. You're home. Jason Beck with the All-American family and the twins. I think they had twins. If they're not, just play with me here.
Roll with it, people.
I mean,
roll with it.
Their faces were in Ute gear out on the field, giving the Ute sign, and then boom, you're gone. Now, he should be gone. He got a chance to go to Michigan. But you're asking fans to be logical. And it's hard to be logical when you're a diehard. That one lady that I talk about who's on 4th South when I come out of the south end zone there to walk to my car, make the 4-mile hike that I have to do, although they promised me this next season will be a little closer.
Nice.
Yeah, I said, come on, I'm getting old. I mean, I got arthritis in my knees. I can't walk like that.
Park uphill.
I'm old as crap.
Park uphill halfway across campus.
I swam down when they played ASU.
Yeah, nice. Body surf.
Yeah, I should have brought my board.
Pecan and boogie board blowing through a red light.
Yeah, the rain. Remember that night? It was raining like crazy.
I do remember.
And so that lady who's out there, I don't know her name. I should know her name. I say hello to her. This lady is a diehard, passionate Ute fan. And now you're saying, well, be logical. Jim Harding got Michigan offer. Okay, but you'd been here 11 years, man. And Lewis Powell, didn't he leave?
Yeah.
Didn't that sting?
A little bit.
Yeah. Now, am I going to criticize Lewis for taking that job? Absolutely not.
No.
But I'm not the fan.
Right. But those guys had produced a lot of good players.
Yeah.
And the players do the work and they get the credit. You still have to have a good position coach. You got to bring them along.
And who's next?
Yes.
Do we think he's done?
Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, largely.
largely ain't done, though. What do you
Well,
mean?
I mean, another year from now. I mean, I
No,
can't
right
say
now
never.
this year. You think he's done?
Taking Utah and BYU coaches, his staff isn't done, but I think he's done taking Utah and BYU coaches.
Well, support staff.
Yeah, he just took a strength and conditioning guy yesterday.
Not a, but the.
The?
You're right.
He took
The,
the.
yes.
He didn't take A. He took the.
Doug Elisai has been with him since 06.
So I don't know the rest
Since
of the
you were
strength.
6? Is that what you just
I don't
said?
know
No,
the
he's
rest
been
of
with him
strength and
since
conditioning
06.
coaches.
Oh.
I don't know the rest of the strength and conditioning coaches, but it's like there's someone been there who's ready to step up and be the next person.
You would hope so.
Or
but
does he ultimately take the whole rest of the staff, and that just has to
No,
play out over
Morgan
a couple
goes
days?
steals the dude from BYU.
you know, it's Skylar Maine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just using it as an example.
Okay. Well, Ryan Phillips and Skylar Maine are the two guys running things down there.
And they do one heck of a job, I might add. They are the strength coaches.
Well, there's two of them. So.
Right, which is why I said the. And I put an S on the end of it. I got my grammar and my syntax, they match up here. So, yeah, who knows? The point being is, who knows what's going to happen?
We don't know for certain. We also don't know for certain what would have happened if Kyle had stayed. Perhaps he would have run out another string of double-digit win seasons. But he could have, we've said it over and over, there's a long list of coaches that stayed a year or two too long. I mean, that's the bet.
Oh, he didn't stay.
That's the bet.
He came back next year. He wouldn't have stayed a year too long.
That's the bet that was made on Morgan by the 80 and the president.
I got that. But,
Yeah.
but both can be true. And I had that very phrase said to me by somebody at a high level. Both things can be true. I get that. But if
Yes.
Kyle Whittingham came back next year and was the 2026 University of Utah football coach,
I would bet
they
on a
would
double-digit
be
win
in
season.
contention
Yeah.
in November. That's what you want. You want when you get to the second, third week in November, you want to be in contention.
I would have
They would have been.
Yeah, I would have bet on a double-digit win season. And that essence, whoever told you that, that's the essence of the problem. There's one head coaching job. There's two people who wanted it, and you can see where with either person, it could go really well. There are no guarantees. Morgan may have missteps. There may be a learning curve. Kyle certainly had one at the start of his head coaching career. And, Kyle could have stayed too long. When would that year have come? Coaches could have been picked off by somebody else. Maybe there would have been changeover on the staff anyway. But then this happened. And So-
maybe there would have been.
and two things can be true.
But there probably wouldn't have been. They wouldn't have had to hire 7 coaches.
Nobody would have come for
and the
none of
strength
these.
and conditioning guy.
None of
Not
these-
A.
None of these new coaches getting jobs would have come for Jason Beck after 41 points a game and fifth in the nation in scoring.
No.
Okay. He'd have been locked in.
Well, who?
Any of the jobs this job, Penn State. Well, no, because he brought his guy from.
Yeah.
He's got his Iowa State. I mean, he's like you said, he's backing up a truck to Iowa State and bringing everybody in.
Jason
Everything.
Beck, as Kyle says, and I believe him 100%, he was only going to go back for a caliber of Michigan.
Yeah,
And then
And that's-
and it happened. Jason Beck, he would only leave for a caliber of Michigan. Because he had a good thing going. He's making big money here. You got Dampier coming back. You probably got Parker coming back. And stands to reason that they would be good next year. I still think they'll be good. But we're talking about if those guys had stayed. And so, yeah, if a Michigan comes calling,
you shrug.
he
What are
going to
you
go
do?
be a ballin'. You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, I do.
What do you mean, unfortunately? I'm
Unfortunately.
trying to communicate to our listeners here, and I finally got something right, and you say unfortunately. What is it with you? Why don't you love me the way I love you? Jeez.
Feel the Hallmark Hall of Fame breaking out here.
Man.
We have an Anne Hathaway movie here in a moment.
The Devil Wears Prada sucked. Couldn't wait to get out of there. I seen the Neil Diamond thing, though. The guy about Neil Diamond.
How was that?
This guy's all right.
Okay.
Had a little sadness in there. my kind of stuff. I don't like all the good feeling. I want an array of emotions. Each day, I want to laugh. I want to ponder. I want to cry. That's a good day if you do all these things. Vanabla. You know what I'm saying?
I'm interested to see if you like the movie The Outfit. It's got a little mob angle to it. I thought it was a really smart movie.
Is it out now?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
The Outfit?
Yeah, I saw it. I don't know when I saw it, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, something. I don't know.
I never even heard of it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
The Outfit, huh?
Yep.
All right. Have to check it out.
There's some tension in the room.
Okay.
People trying to outsmart each other. I don't want to get into it, but there are parts of the story that I think you would identify with. Other parts you wouldn't at all, but there are parts of the story you'd identify with.
All right.
Yeah. Check it out. The Outfit is good.
All
Tense.
All right.
All right, DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Yuck, weren't we supposed to give away some tickets? Well, we better do that right now then. Utah Jazz, you want to go see the Jazz? They're playing the Hornets Saturday at the Delta Center. That's one of those 2-for-1 games, PK. Charlotte's on 13 wins. The Jazz are on 12. 2-game swing in the standings. So you protect the draft pick.
Lori.
Caller 12 right now, 801-575-ZONE. Date night, Saturday night, free tickets. Go to the Jazz game, see the Hornets at the Delta Center. Call right now, caller 12, 801-575-ZONE. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Whirls around and down. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone is your exclusive home of the Utah Jazz. And we want to send you to the Delta Center to see the Jazz in action. Listen every Tuesday for the Jazz Ticket Tuesday Sounder at 30 past the hour, every hour, all day long. And if you're caller number 12, you'll be on your way to an upcoming game.
Buy one, you'll get one free.
It's Jazz Ticket Tuesday, every Tuesday throughout the NBA season on your radio home for the Utah Jazz. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. The Utah Jazz got beat. And PK didn't just get beat. They got beat down. There were no stops available after about the first 8 minutes of that game. 36 points in the opening period. I think it was like 15 points in 3 minutes at the end of the quarter for the Blazers to open up the lead. 42 in the second, 78 points at halftime, another 36 points in the third quarter. I get that they don't have Kessler at the rim, and that would clearly make any team better to have a shot blocker at the rim. But expect some kind of fight, some kind of pushback. They go on a run, you go on a run. Maybe their run is better, and it goes longer. You know, they're on a run for 8 minutes, and you're only on a run for 4. But some kind of pushback, I just felt like there was zero resistance. It's like, yep, we're getting drilled. No, well, where's the next shot? You know, and they score 117 points, and offensively, they're mediocre, which, given how young the group is probably a good sign. They've gotten mediocre pretty quickly. Don't think they've hit the ceiling. There's room to improve. But defensively, 30th last year, 30th this year, and I get there's always extenuating circumstances. You can say last year they weren't trying to win. They were dumping games. They're running terrible lineups out there. Of course they were 30th. And this year Kessler's out. But, just a little something for a while. We've talked about it a million times. If they battle and they hang in there with the Warriors for 24 minutes on the road, and then Steph Curry starts throwing in fadeaway threes from everywhere, well, what are you going to do? They're not good enough and they lost. Okay, I can live with that. But this violated everything Jerry Sloan said about competing, and that's always going to tick me off. And I suspect it still ticks off a large part of the older fan base that remembers that era.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree on everything there. Yeah, they're better than mediocre offensively. I think they're in the top third, right? Top 10.
I thought he just said they were 15th.
They're top third, I think, right
okay.
now.
The teams are compressed. You can move pretty quickly
But
in
the
there.
flip side of it
But
is
there's no resistance whatsoever. I mean, you cannot allow teams.
Yeah.
Majerus taught me so much hoop, and when I immediately go to opponent's field goal percentage.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one stat. It's the final score, obviously. But when you break down the stats, that his eyes just automatically. And so they would hand out, in those days, they'd hand out the box, like and they still do it today, just one sheet of the box score. And I always go right to the field goal percentage of the other team because that's going to tell you pretty much all you need to know. And allowing these teams to shoot over 50%, consistently is ugly. Their bigs are useless at the rim.
Yeah.
None of them do anything.
And
But do I crack on them? Has Nurkic ever done anything?
no, you don't bring in Nurkic expecting
Kevin
that.
Love, that's not his game, and he's old now.
Yeah.
And Marketing.
So is Nurkic. And Nurkic is older than his chronological age. He's had 2 major injuries. He can't get up off the floor. He can't. I mean,
I don't know that he ever could.
Agreed. He didn't have much athletic ability in that area, and now he's got less. You know those old man jump hooks he's throwing in? That's what he's good for.
Do I think, my gosh, guys, what are you doing? Why don't you show some pride? Is there anything there that they can get more out of? And, should they just say, Nurk, we appreciate your contribution, but we're going to just go with Taylor Hendricks. And if we take a beating, we take a beating. There's
a theory out there. Yeah, well, they will, because now you're really playing without a center. You're getting even more undersized by the moment.
Yeah,
Nurkic has
who has a better chance to block a shot?
Yeah, but he's not big enough, and he's been playing out of position. I don't think they want to play a young guy out of position. But to your point, though.
They don't play a center.
Yes.
They asked Bob
to your
Knight.
point,
Portland needed a center. He said draft Jordan.
I have. That's a good line. I have heard that for all my no, that, and I wonder if Denver's a team, but I don't think they are because they're too good in the playoffs. But if somebody needs a big because of injuries, they could move Nurkic and make the team smaller and just lose more games and guarantee a good draft pick. And you can't rule that out. And I brought up Denver and
obvious.
But what the person told me is they're going to get him back. And they're so good in the playoffs. They're one of the few teams with playoff experience. They don't care. This totally fits with what you believe for a long time. They don't care about their playoff matchups. They don't care about home court advantage. They just care about, is the big guy healthy? And so if they lose a few more games while he's out for a month or 6 weeks,
but you're not asking for a first-round pick.
No.
You're not giving Oklahoma City Derek Favors. We get Derek Favors and we'll give you a first-round pick in a horrendous deal. Just give them away.
Yeah.
I sit them on the bench. I don't care what you do with them.
Yeah.
But is the idea of just go with Williams and Hendricks. Now, haven't they shown enough?
Filipowski.
Oh, he's already getting time in my mind. I mean, he's not a defender.
No, he's got. I mean, it's a lot like Nurkic.
He's extremely poor man's Marketing.
Okay.
And that's fine.
He's got some size.
Second-round pick.
Right. He's got some size and he can score it. If he had the other stuff, he wouldn't have been there in the draft.
Right.
Yeah. If he had a 35-inch vertical and, arms that hung down to his knees.
Yeah, and another 30 pounds.
Right.
So that's my point, is that you're asking, or not they, but we're expecting guys or fans to do stuff they can't do. This is not good enough to do that. So it's pointless to crack on them. But do I want to see Nurkic get 25, 30 minutes a game for the second half of the season? No, I don't.
No.
But yet that's what they're doing.
And I get that they're limited, and so you can't expect too much. So I guess what I'm saying is, why couldn't you do against the Blazers what you did against the Warriors? You hung in there for a while, and I thought you competed and you pushed back.
Well, I mean, it's the Greg Ostertag thing. And you're not good enough to do it every time.
Why do you have to be 30th in the league? I mean, I don't think you're going to be 15th, but could you be like 26th? Could there be a little pushback?
No.
Apparently not. 36-point quarters are horrible. Anytime you look up and the other team has scored 36 points in a quarter, you've done something horribly wrong. And they did it 3 in a row. Like, you couldn't mix in one good quarter?
Right. So wouldn't you rather see Williams and Hendricks out there sucking? Aren't we beyond you have to earn the message you're going to send?
Nobody's
the message you're going to send.
To me, that whole argument goes out the window.
Cliche.
That whole argument goes out the window because nobody's earning anything when it's just a freeway to the basket. And guys are just standing
we're riding on the freeway.
Sing it, Aretha.
To the basket. Because right now, opponents, as far as the Jazz defense, there is no R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
There is no R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit. Were you making the joke or someone else? I can't remember.
It was funny. I was making it.
It was basically. Listen, if you've got a little, the quads a little, doesn't feel great. You got a little swelling in the knee.
Saturday.
Yeah, you do not take the Jazz game off. You come in and get your stats. If you need to miss a game because swelling in the ankle.
No load management against it.
No.
It's what teams used to do when Stockton was 40. They torched him.
Yeah, you gotta be here for this. You're gonna get your 20 and 10.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Take the night off in Phoenix or in Denver or wherever the next stop is. Yeah, this is. And it just. Aren't you looking for a leader on the team, like a player to kind of say something? A little bit of fire, a little something? And maybe these guys are too young. So, again, maybe we're asking somebody to do something they can't. Markkanen seems like an introvert. It's not going to be him. If it were going to be him, it would have already been him.
What are you looking for out of him?
Somebody, when they're giving up buckets, it was just...
Start swearing and finish?
A little something. Grab the jerseys and bring them together and say, hey... Get some stuff. I don't want Draymond over the top, but that attitude, maybe expressed a little better. No.
You want Dylan Brooks
That's
either?
That's a little over the top. Your guy, Kobe. Kobe would do it. Bring them together at the free throw line, the head's bobbing. Yeah, you just gave up a 10-2 run. You're a little pissed.
So you're asking for
leadership out of guys who are really young. And so I get it. Maybe Keontae's getting to the point of the stature where he can do it. I think Kessler has done it. There are a couple moments. Ben Anderson has a couple specific stories about Kessler last year where he started to say something when he thought something wasn't going right in the locker room to the guys with the media there. And
I know what you're talking about.
And he said something.
I remember the specific story.
So and so maybe missing him, maybe he'd be the guy. And he's a little older, and that matters. At some point, somebody's got to be that person, and maybe it's. Somebody who's too young at this point. Maybe it's going to turn out to be Cody Williams or Walt Clayton or I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be. Maybe it'll be Filipowski one day. I don't know.
Right now, I would settle for Walt Clayton Sr. to do it.
Anybody. Just a little something.
If Junior's too young, get Senior around the team. Why not? We've got Ace DeBonsa, front row every game.
Ace is hanging out. Why can't Walt Sr. show up?
Hey.
It's funny when he walks under the tunnel. Man, there's a lot of genuflecting.
Oh, and the angels sing.
Everybody knows who I was going to say Ace Bailey, but Ace DeBonsa is.
Ace DeBonsa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, DJ and PK, when we come back, Austin Meek, Michigan writer for The Athletic, joins us next. We got Jazz tickets coming up at the bottom of the hour. Stay with us right here on The Zone.